If it is minimization, all the constraints should be greater than or equal to. Now it will become the coefficient of objective function. So here you can observe the constraint. It is minimization objective function. So what are the characteristics of dual problem? Hello everyone, welcome back to my new session. I am Shweta, Computer Science faculty, Vidyashram First Grade College, Mysore. In my last session, I have given the introduction about duality theorem. So today, I will continue with the problems on duality. First problem, we have maximize z, max z is equal to 80x1, 60x2, 50x3. We have three variables. x1, x2, x3 is greater than or equal to 0 and we have two constraints. So what is the first step? So we have to convert it into standard form. So you just check this, it's in standard form or not. So it is maximization problem. So if it is maximization, all the constraints should be less than or equal to. If it is minimization, all the constraints should be greater than or equal to. So, if it is maximization, all the constraints should be less than or equal to constraints and greater than or equal to constraints for minimization. So, here we have less than or equal to constraint for maximization. So, there is no changes in that. So, this is your primal problem. So, next we have to convert it into dual problem. So, what is the dual of this primal? You just observe the maximization and constraints. If it is not in a correct format, you have to convert it into standard form, multiplying by -1 to each constraints for converting into standard form. Standard form in the sense maximization means all the constraints should be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to for minimization objective function. So now I will convert this primal into dual form. So what is the dual of this primal? So first step is max changes to min z dash or min z star, and all the x1 variables, x1, x2, x3 variables changes to y1, y2, y3. Here all the coefficient of objective functions become RHS of the constraint. All the coefficients of objective means 80, 60 and 50 will shift it to the RHS of the constraint. So 80 and 60 and 50 is become RHS of the constraint, and the constraints value 160 is my RHS value in this constraint. The RHS value 160 will become coefficient of objective functions. So all the RHS value will move on to the coefficient of objective function, and all the coefficient of objective function will become RHS of the constraint. So here I will convert this into dual. So 100, the RHS of this constraint 160 will become the coefficient of objective function. So 100 y1 plus 60 y2. So this is your objective function now. Max z changes to min z dash and RHS value will become the coefficient of objective function. This is the first step. Now you can observe the objective function. Before we had three variables, that x1, x2 and x3. So after this dual problem, you can observe the objective function. It's only y1 and y2 variable. So we have two variables in objective function. And what is the next step? You just observe this constraint. All the columns will become row as a matrix method, and all the column values will become rows. 8 y1 and 5 y2 is my constraint. Is greater than or equal to 80 because I am converting this primal into dual. So here 8y1, 5y2 is my first constraint, greater than or equal to 80. And second constraint, so here I have a column 6 and 4, it's become the rows called 6y1 plus 4y2 greater than or equal to 60. So again I got the same constraint value because in objective function I have 60. So greater than or equal to 60. So this is my second constraint. And 4 and 4. 4y1 plus 4y2 greater than or equal to 50. So now after converting from primal to dual, I got 3 constraints. Before we had 2 constraints. So now it is in the form of dual. So I have converted from primal to dual. So if it is primal also, it has optimal solution, and after converting the dual also, it has a optimal solution. So this is your primal to dual conversion. So you can observe the objective function and constraint value. So now before we had 3 variables called x1, x2, x3. Now it is y1, y2 greater than or equal to 0. We have 2 variables, y1 and y2. So this is your conversion from primal to dual. The next problem is, it is minimization problem. If it is minimization means all the constraints should be greater than or equal to constraints. So you just observe the objective function, it is minimization, and we have 3 variables called x1, x2, x3 greater than or equal to 0. So here you just observe the constraints. I have 5 constraints, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. 5 constraints I have. You just observe the constraint sign. I have greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. All the constraints are greater than or equal to except this third constraint. The third constraint is not in a correct format, so I will convert this into standard form. So I will multiply this third constraint by minus 1. So multiply minus 1 to this third constraint because it is in less than or equal to sign. So convert this. So after converting will become 7x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 greater than or equal to minus 10. So this is your third constraint. For next step, you need to consider this constraints. You are not supposed to consider this because it is not in the correct format. So now I have converted it in standard form. So now I will convert this primal into dual. What is the first step from primal to dual conversion? So min z is changes to max z dash or max z star. And all the coefficient of this objective will become RHS value minus 2 and minus 4. So now it is in a RHS value. After that, you just observe this constraints. I have greater than or equal to 7, 4, 10, 3, 2. Now it will become the coefficient of objective function. So max z dash is equal to 7, x1 changes to y1. y1 plus 4 y2 and third constraint is minus 10 y3 plus 3 y4 plus 2 y5. Now this is my objective function. So before that I had only 3 variables in objective function, but now I got 5 variables in objective function. y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5. So now you just observe this constraints value, all the column will become rows. So I'll write the matrix here. 3, 6, 7, 1 and 4. And next column is 5, 1 and consider this third one plus 2 and minus 2 and 7 and 4, 3, plus 1, 5 and minus 2. So now this is your constraint values. I have 3 columns, first column, second column, third column. All the column values will shift it to rows. So now I will write the constraints. Subject to constraint is 3y1 plus 6y2 plus 7y3 plus y4 plus 4y5 less than or equal to 3. And the second constraint 5y1 plus y2 plus 2y3 minus 2y4 plus 7y5 less than or equal to minus 2. And 4y1 plus 3y2 and 1y3 plus 5y4 minus 2y5 less than or equal to minus 4. So now this is your constraints value. So before we got only 3 columns. Now you can observe this dual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 columns. So now y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 is greater than or equal to 0. Now it is in a dual form. So it has an optimal solution. So this is your conversion from primal to dual. It can be minimization or maximization. You can convert it easily. And the next problem we have min z is equal to 4x1 minus 3x2. So here you can observe the constraint. It is minimization objective function. If it is minimization, it should be greater than or equal to constraint. But here you can observe the constraint greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, but it is less than or equal to and it is greater than or equal to. I will convert this third constraint into standard form, multiply by minus 1 to the third constraint. So I will multiply minus 1, it will become minus x1 minus 4x2 greater than or equal to minus 9. So now this is your third constraint. Consider this third constraint. It is in a primal. I will convert this into dual. What is the first step? Min z changes to max z dash or max z star is equal to all the coefficient of objective function will become RHS value. So RHS value is 4 and minus 3. And all the RHS value will become the coefficient of objective function. So 6, x1 changes to y1 plus 5. The third constraint is minus 9 y3 plus 12 y4. So before it was only 2 variables in objective function. Now we got 4 variables y1, y2, y3 and y4. The third constraint is, this is third constraint. You can consider this third constraint. And now I will write the constraints value. All the columns will become the row values. I will write the matrix here. 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 7, 4 and 9. So now this is my matrix form. I will write the constraint 2y1 plus 3y2 plus y3 plus y4 is less than or equal to 4. And second constraint is 5y1 plus 7y2 plus 4y3 plus 9y4 less than or equal to minus 3. So these are the constraints value. So now I have 4 variables y1, y2, y3, y4 greater than or equal to 0. So this is your conversion from primal to dual. So it is very simple concept. Understand the concept properly. All the RHS value will become coefficient of objective function in the dual, and all the coefficient of objective function will move on to the RHS value, and all the column will become row values, and all the column will become row values in constraint. And if it is maximization problem, all the constraints should be less than or equal to. And if it is minimization, all the constraints should be greater than or equal to. So this is called primal to dual conversion. So now let us understand about the characteristics of dual problem. So what are the characteristics of dual problem? For any linear programming called primal model, there exists a companion model called the dual model. So all the primal can convert it into dual form. And the numbers of constraints in the primal model equals the number of variables in dual model. So sometimes in primal problem you will get two variables, but if it is converted into dual format, you will get some more extra variables in dual method. So that means the number of constraints in the primal model equals the number of variables in dual model. And the number of variables in primal problem equals the number of constraints in the dual model. If you learned this conversion from primal to dual easily, by own words you can write the characteristics of dual problem. And if the primal model is a maximization problem, then the dual model will be of the form less than or equal to symbol. So if it is maximization, less than or equal to constraint, while the restriction in the dual problem will be of the form greater than or equal to sign. If your primal is maximization, after converting from primal to dual, so our objective function is min z dash. So it will convert it into greater than or equal to sign. And if the primal problem has no optimal solution because of infeasibility, then the dual problem will have no optimal solution because of unboundedness. If your primal problem has optimal solution, obviously dual also has optimal solution. If it is not, then dual also not having any optimal solution, then we can call it as it is unboundedness. And the next concept is advantages of duality. So what are the advantages of duality? So here it yields a number of powerful theorems. So we can solve the number of powerful theorems using this duality. And computation procedure can be considerably reduced by converting it into dual if the primal problem contains a large number of rows and small number of columns. If your primal problem has large number of rows, we can convert it into short number of columns in dual method. And solution of the dual checks the accuracy of the primal solution for computational errors. We can find the accurate computational errors in dual form. And also it gives additional information as to how the optimum solution changes as a result of the changes in the coefficient of the formulation of the problem. So all the coefficient value will shift it to the RHS value, so we can find the optimum solution exactly. And economic interpretation of the dual helps the management in making future decision. So these are the advantages of duality. So this is about your advantages and characteristics of duality. Very important question for 4 marks. Explain the characteristics of duality, or you can expect the advantages of duality. And the next concept is primal versus dual. So primal and dual. So if your primal problem has maximization z, your dual will be min z dash. And if your primal problem has min z, dual is max z dash or max z star. And coefficients of objective function is changes to RHS of constraints. Coefficient of objective function value will become the RHS of constraints in dual problem. And nth variable is unrestricted and nth constraint is an equation. So if your variable is unrestricted in primal, so it will become equation in dual form. And no feasible solution means unbounded solution. If it is no feasible solution means dual form is unbounded solution. And finite optimal solution. If your primal problem is finite optimal solution, So it is same as primal. If primal has optimal solution, then dual also has optimal solution. These are the difference between primal and dual. You can expect this question for 4 marks. And the next problem is max z is equal to 4x1 minus 3x2. So here I have maximization problem 4x1 minus 3x2 and I have 4 constraints. And you just observe this question properly. It is in a primal problem. I will convert this into dual. Here I have a 4 constraints. It is maximization problem, but here I have greater than or equal to symbol, greater than or equal to, and this is less than or equal to, and this is greater than or equal to. So now I need to convert this first equation, second and fourth equation as maximization. If it is maximization, all the constraints should be less than or equal to. But I have 3 constraints are greater than or equal to. I need to convert it into standard form. So I will convert this. I will multiply this by minus 1, multiply this by minus 1, and again I will multiply this by minus 1. So your first constraint is minus 2x1 minus 5x2 less than or equal to minus 6, and second constraint minus 3x1 minus 7x2 less than or equal to minus 5. I will write the third equation also, x1 plus 4x2 less than or equal to 9, and the fourth equation is minus 4x1 minus 9x2 less than or equal to minus 12. So now it is in a standard form. So now you can convert this primal into dual form. So what is the dual form of this? Max z is converted into min z dash or min z star, and all the coefficient of objective function will become the RHS value, that is RHS value 4 and minus 3. So now what are the objective functions here? So this is my final constraints value. You just consider this constraint. So first objective function is minus 6 y1 minus 5 y2 plus 9 y3 and minus 12 y4. So this is my objective function. So before it was only 2 variables in objective function. Now you can observe the objective function. I got 4 variables. And next is subject to constraints. So here I will write it in a matrix method first. So all the columns will become row values. So minus 2 y1 minus 3 y2 and plus y3 minus 4 y4 and greater than or equal to 4. It is minimization, so it should be greater than or equal to. And minus 5 y1 minus 7 y2 plus 4 y3 and minus 9 y4 greater than or equal to minus 3. Now it is in a dual form. You can observe this. So max z changes to min z dash and all the objective function will become the RHS value 4 and minus 3, and all the RHS value become coefficient of objective function 6y1 minus 5y2 and 9y3 and minus 12y4, and all the columns will become row values. So this is my constraints now. So subject to constraints, all the columns will become row values minus 2y1 minus 3y2 and y3 minus 4y4 is my row. And again minus 5y1 minus 7y2 plus 4y3 and minus 9y4. So this is my constraint value. So finally I'll write y1, y2 and y3 y4 greater than or equal to 0. So before we had only 2 variables here. So now you can observe this. I got 4 variables, y1, y2, y3, y4. So now this is in a dual form. So this is about your primal to dual conversion. So already I have discussed in big M method and two-phase method. If you get any equal sign in the constraints, so obviously we are adding the artificial variable. So how to solve this in primal to dual constraints? That I will explain in my next session. In my next session, I will discuss duality problems with different constraints. Example, equal constraints. If you get equal constraints, how to convert this from primal to dual, I will discuss in the next session. Thank you.